Okay, so what's good, everybody? We're live. Welcome to another Elite Speak Live. This is a new series that I'm starting. It's more of a live vlog where I'm just gonna give my thoughts and ramblings based on what's going on. And the reason that I want to do it live is because I want it to be authentic. I want it to be real, and I want to give you guys an opportunity to chime in and give your opinions. I can't ever say how long these podcasts / vlogs are going to be. I can't really confirm. What's up, Poof? I can't really confirm how long it's gonna be. It's gonna be as short or as long as I think I need it to be. What's up, Kane Osborne? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the podcast. This is just me talking and rambling about what's going on currently. So this is not, I am actually not playing a game. This is pre-recorded gameplay from a previous gameplay session. This is my opportunity just to talk to you guys about what's happening. So please, I hope you guys listen, hear what I have to talk about. Of course, I'm reading the chat as well to see what you guys are saying. You chime in. So as you see, what is the name of the title game of the stream? Because I forgot what I titled it. When to quit a game. There's a reason why this came up. Hold on just a second. Looks like I forgot to set the music correctly. I have my playlist set to play one after the other. And I want to fix that, actually. So if you don't mind, give me just a moment to fix that, and I'll get right back with you. But how's everybody doing? Who made it to the podcast I was doing earlier? Did anybody make it to that podcast earlier? Anybody? How do you set the playlist to repeat, by the way? Pretty sure there's a way to do that. Lucky Larry? Hello, Lucky Larry. I'll tell you what I'll do, because I have this, I'm a member of Epidemic Sound. They're really good, by the way. You guys should actually, if you ever want to download royalty-free music, was watching YouTube plays Pokemon? Gotcha. Alright, anyhow, let's see if I can get this playing in my music player here. Like I said, I don't know how long this is gonna take. So I want to get everything set up so that way I don't have to worry about it. Alright, so we should be good now. Alright, so if you guys were at the end of my last podcast, something came up about me quitting this game that you actually see in front of you. It's the game Vampire. What's up, Lucky Larry? Welcome to the stream. Let me tell you guys a little bit of background about me. I actually don't beat games. I don't finish games. I don't complete games. I never did before I started streaming. Not really. When I was younger, I did. But as I've gotten older and more games started coming out, I started realizing that I could spend a whole lot of time playing one game, or I can play a game to where it stops being fun. Like when I see what a game's about, and then I can go play a different game. And I play games where different people play games for different reasons. I play games for new experiences. That's what games are to me. They're an entry into a new world, a new story, a new gameplay mechanic, especially gameplay mechanic. I'm gonna touch on that. I am a fan. I play games for the gameplay. I play games to use my brain and do things in unique and different ways. I also play games to analyze games and the gameplay decisions they make and why they chose to make them. Why did you choose to make this character this strong? Why did you choose to make this character this strong? Why did you choose this amount of range for this spell? That's the part that fascinates me about video games, seeing all the different choices and why they were made. That's gonna be relevant coming up to the rest of the discussion. But just know that's where I get enjoyment from games. It's not the graphics, it's not learning the combos, it's not even really completing the story. All those things are nice. When you have a good story, it's nice. When you have good when the controls feel good, it's nice to have, but it's not the primary reason I play games, and this is the reason why I don't usually finish them. Because when I play a game long enough, eventually the game is repetition. You know, you do the exact same thing in the game. You already know the best way to build your characters. And really the only thing that keeps you going forward in a game is the story. That's the carrot on the stick. That's a carrot on the stick for a lot of people. But it's not really, it doesn't really do it for me. Once I feel like I figured out the game, I'm ready to move on. Now, some games can make me feel like I don't completely understand it. Some games, sometimes the carrot on the stick is strong enough to keep me playing anyway, but I always have this nagging feeling deep down inside that once I figured out what a game is about, that you know, the longer I play it, the less I want to play it. So when I started streaming, I knew that I could not keep playing games that way. I knew that my viewers would want to see a game from beginning to the end, at least the ones who actually stick around for the whole thing. And I knew that, I feel, considering I'm somebody who doesn't usually complete games, I feel like I've done a pretty good job at kind of holding back the way I normally feel. You know, I feel like I done a pretty good job toughing through games when I normally would have quit them sooner. However, a certain game I played recently, it's not the first game I quit, but it's the first game that I feel like I've actually really gotten flack on for quitting. I was playing Vampire. The game kind of had a slow start, and I'm not surprised. I'm willing to give a game time to pick up and become what it's supposed to be. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't get upset at the game right away because, you know, I give it time. So I gave the game time, and eventually it did have a very unique gameplay mechanic. It was really cool choosing who lives and who dies as a vampire and seeing the effect it had on the city. Of course, after I killed a handful of people, I started seeing it didn't have that big of an impact on the area as I would have liked it to have, but it was still cool nonetheless just to have to choose between a handful of people. I like all these characters, or I don't hate any of these characters enough to die, and that was a compelling gameplay thing for me. Although over time it started losing its novelty a little bit, and you know, it kind of felt like I was going through the motions. But I toughed through games that were more boring for me. I toughed through games that were harder for me to play. But what did it for me, I considered the game design, is at least as far as the mini map and where you have to go in the game, I considered it very poor. They had the purpose of a mini map is so you know where your character is, and if the minimap has waypoints saying where you need to go, the purpose is to tell you basically where to go. Except for in this game, you can't ever go straight to where you want to go. As small as the map is, it's kind of like a maze. It looks like you can go in a straight line, but there it is, it's a dead end. You try to go around it, there it is, another dead end. You try to go around that, you run into another dead end. So keep in mind, the novelty of the game was already starting to wear off for me, and the game started going from being kind of boring to me. Remember, that's, you know, I already figured out the game. I see what the gameplay is like. The character customization wasn't really that impressive. The combat wasn't really that in depth. You know, it wasn't like Dark Souls where I had to learn each boss's unique patterns. So the frustration of constantly hitting the brick wall was too much for me to bear, and there was a certain part in the game where the minimap was very poorly used, like very poorly, where there was somewhere they wanted me to go on the minimap that didn't look like I can go. It wasn't on the map. They wanted me to run from rooftop to rooftop, and granted, I missed that part of the game. Hi, Brittany. I missed that part of the game. I missed where I was supposed to go because I was not looking at the cutscene. Because the cutscene did kind of make my character look up to know I could have walked on the roof, but I was looking away from the cutscene. I was reading the chat. And like I said, you could say that's my fault. Okay, I'll eat that one. I'm not really saying that it's not. My problem is, and this is gonna be a subject I'm gonna bring up several times again, video games, although they are a new medium, they have been out long enough to where, you know, there's reasons games today do certain things that you might not be aware why they do them, but it's because they learned from games from the past. But I feel like we're starting to go full circle now. I feel like the games that we have nowadays, I feel like they're making a lot of choices, or they don't do a lot of things because they're not analyzing reasons we do things. There's a reason a lot of 3D games had mini maps when 3D games first came out. There's a, you know, you follow what I'm saying? It's because people started getting lost when they went to 3D. And nowadays we start having 3D games that don't have a mini map. It's like you don't understand why you had these things. And I feel like Vampire's lack of using the mini map and its waypoints to its fullest, I actually would have preferred not to have a mini map. I complained a lot about Dark Souls not having a mini map, but the way they used the mini map in Vampire actually had me going places I wasn't supposed to go. I got more lost with the mini map than I would have without it, and I found it extremely frustrating. So what this leads to is I played this game already longer than I normally would have, and I did it for my viewers, you know. And I mean, also I can't keep buying fucking $60 games, you know, and so. But I realized that it was just going to keep happening. I realized it wasn't just a one-time thing. I realized the developers really did not want to go that extra mile to make the most out of their minimap. And I feel that they should have. Remember, I care about game design. Just like an artist would care about good graphics. When there's a bad gameplay choice, it really bugs me. It probably bugs me more than it should. I know it bugs me more than most other people, but it doesn't change the fact that it bugs me, and it really started taking away the fun of the game. So I got a little bit of flack for it, man. And I do feel bad. I do wish on some ways, on some levels, I could be a different person. I do wish, I'm not perfect, right? And I remember watching a video of PewDiePie when he basically said why he toned down his streaming, his game streaming, and how he hated always putting on a smile and pretending like he was all happy. And when I watched a lot of videos before I started streaming, and that was one of the things I said I was going to keep in mind. If I ever started feeling miserable playing a video game, I was just going to stop, because this is how people get burned out streaming. I don't want to get burned out streaming. I would rather quit playing a game every once in a while, as opposed to forcing myself to play games that I'm hating. Not even games I'm bored with, games that I'm hating, and getting burned out and wanting to stop streaming altogether. And I know, especially if you don't agree with the reasons why I quit playing, I know from your point of view, it is bullshit. And I do apologize. For me to start playing a game, especially when my viewers are getting really into it, and to just quit playing, it's not fair. Let's just be real. I was not being completely fair to you guys. Maybe I should have given it a little extra try, but I feel like it was the lesser of two evils. I could have kept playing a game and got burned out later and went months without streaming, or I can stop now and try to enjoy a different game. What's up, Cuphead? Welcome to the stream. And I also encourage other streamers, if you're a streamer and you're listening to this, man, it's going to suck, man. You're going to get backlash, but it's part of your responsibility, because this, for one, it's your channel, and that doesn't mean be a dickhead and just do things the way you want, but you are responsible for keeping your channel going. And sometimes you're gonna have to do things that will disappoint your viewers. You're not always gonna make the right choice. Once again, you're only human. But if you playing a game and you feel as though the game is going to break you, the game is making you want to quit, you're hating it, everything else, stop playing the game. Hell, man, sounds like you probably need a break from streaming anyway. Hey, what's up, Brittany? Do whatever you want. If you're here playing a game, if you hate playing a game, quit. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting at. Like I said, that's pretty much all I got, man. So these Leet Speak live vlogs, videos, I'm gonna just do these whenever I have something on my mind. And like I said, I'm doing them live to keep them authentic. If you want to provide input, if you have anything you want to say on a subject, feel free. If you feel what I'm saying, or if you disagree, you can disagree. I mean, I'm not the type of person who automatically says if you disagree with me, you're automatically wrong. I'm aware that I can be wrong, and there's plenty of things I learned from people who disagreed. Like, I might not agree with you right away. I might not fucking bend the knee right away and be like, you know what, you're right. But I am the type of person that if I sleep on it, I think about it, sometimes you give me a little bit of time, I can get on the same page as you, and I might, even if I don't agree with you, I'll understand what you're saying, and I'll learn from it, and I'll do better. Man, so hey, it's been a while, Crispy Chip. How you been, homie? There's something else I want to say, I just don't know how to say it, man. About this game specifically, and this is just me being real. I'm not trying to start shit or whatever. Do what you want on YouTube. Don't be controlled by your viewers. Well, it's both ways. You give your viewers an expectation that you're gonna play a certain way, and when you break that expectation that is kind of on you. You can't just, I don't believe in just being completely carefree and just doing whatever hell I want. I don't really think that's fair, because you got to keep in mind, I don't know how many of you guys stream, how many of you guys are also content creators, but you also gotta be fair, because you gotta remember, there was a time when nobody was watching you. There was a time You got an ad, Grass BB. There, you know, step into my world for a second. Come into my mind for a second. There was a time when like you were happy to have 1 viewer. You were happy to have 2 viewers. You were happy to have 3 viewers. You were happy to have people stick around for more than 10 minutes. You know, because of course your friends will pop in. They'll say, hey, I'm here. All right, well, I gotta go cook dinner. You know, like they're not gonna hang around. So it's not really fair to just say, do completely whatever you want, fuck your viewers. That's not fair either. It is definitely a balancing act. It's definitely like walking a tightrope. But your viewers are not going to be happy if you get burned out and you quit streaming altogether. So if you have to make them unhappy temporarily for the long run, you know you, man. You got to do what you got to do. But like I said, the part I wanted to say is the truth is, man, gotta go cooking it. All right, BB. The truth is what I'm getting at, or what I want to say. And please, if you were one of the people who disagree with me or whatever, if we had an altercation, if we talked about this, had a disagreement, please don't get upset. This is just me just speaking my mind. The way I am, if you know me long enough, I'm kind of random. Just because I say one thing today, I feel a certain way today, doesn't mean I feel that way tomorrow. If I'm burned out today, if I say I don't want to play the game today, that doesn't mean a couple days from now something won't change my mind and make me want to pick it back up. Because the truth is about Vampire, I did feel like I put a lot of time into it, and I did feel that I kind of wasted my time by quitting. When I quit and said I was done, it was more of an emotional, like, I'm frustrated right now, I just don't want to play this right now. I didn't really put a lot of thought into it to think if I really wanted to quit the game altogether. I did put enough thought into it to know that the game frustrates me, but is quitting the game worth me sacrificing time I already put into it? I actually wasn't sure on that one. However, the part where I feel like my hand is kind of forced is like, man, I don't like it. And I don't think anybody likes this, right? I don't like it when I feel like people are trying to strong arm me and force me into making a decision. It's okay to make requests. It's okay to even try to talk me into it. Like, hey man, if you do this, blah, blah, or if you do this, I'll help you. It's okay. Like, it's okay to there's nice ways to ask me to do something I don't want to do is what I'm getting at. But when I feel like I'm being insulted, like I'm called basically a pussy for quitting the game, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm being made fun of for quitting the game. Or if you directly let me know that you feel hostile, like in a hostile way, that you wanted me to keep playing and now I made you angry, you know, I feel like I'm no longer making a choice. I feel like somebody is pushing me, forcing me to do something I don't want to do. And that alone is going to stop me from reanalyzing the game to see if I really want to do it. At that point, you know, I'm not going to be strong-armed into anything. So I feel like if there was a chance of me coming back to this game, it's completely diminished, because I do feel like to an extent that's what happened. And I understand, to those of you who spoke to me in that way, in that manner, I understand your frustration. I'm frustrated too, but I don't, if you know me, which you should, I don't insult anybody. I don't talk that way to anybody about anything. If, you know, if I feel negative about you, I will try to say so in the nicest way possible. I might say so kind of loudly and emotional. I apologize, this is the way I am. But I will never talk the way I was spoken to. It wasn't that bad in all reality. It really wasn't. It wasn't that bad. I'm sorry, I'll get caught up in chat in just a second. I wasn't spoke to that bad, but I still don't think I should have been spoken to that way at all. You know, it's just because I have thick skin and stuff doesn't really bother me, doesn't mean I don't recognize when something was wrong and something was right. You know, just because I don't get mad if somebody calls me a stupid head, doesn't mean I think it's okay that they called me a stupid head. So with that said, that's kind of what's blocking me from going back to this game. So, all right, let's get caught up on chat before I get out of here. Don't worry, I'll take it personal. Don't worry, I will take it as a personal offense. Crisp Chip says, try suggesting that your viewers give you, but if you don't like the game, don't play, but explain why you don't want to play it and play the game you want to play. If you don't play Fortnite next, I'm gonna unsub. You're good, Lucky Larry. You're good, man. It's all good, homie. We're all good. So like I said, the purpose of these vlogs, they're just gonna be off the cuff, dude. They're not anything really hard thought about. And hopefully, what I hope, if you are a streamer, I don't know when you find this video. Did you find this video a year after I made it? 2 years, 10 years? If you find this video, man, you know, if you find this, there's gonna be more stuff like this on my channel, dude. Share your experiences, man. Tell me what you think about in the comments below. Really, anybody, just leave a comment. I gotta get up out of here, man. Anyhow, guys, I'm gonna be playing some, I'm gonna play something on Twitch in a few minutes. So if you guys wanna join me on Twitch, that's cool. Expect these vlogs to come out almost daily, by the way. All right, so I'm your boy Twiz. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, and subscribe. As always, thank you for supporting my channel. Laters, y'all.